Hello, and welcome to another edition of the In the Ring Show with your hosts, Devious Damien, and my broadcast partner, Devastating Deb. And in this video, we're going to talk about the WWE Gimmick pay-per-views and what we think they could do to make them better. So, I guess, which one do you want to kick this thing off with?
Well, since we were talking about it earlier, and it pretty much helped us decide to do this video, let's start with Elimination Chamber.
Okay, so you named the pay-per-view Elimination Chamber, yet in the past couple of years we've had, I think in 2011 and 2012 you had 2 chamber matches the entire show. Now, WWE, if you're going to do this, even if all your matches can't be a chamber match, at least make the majority. But I know a way you could even make 7 matches chamber matches. Here's how you do this.
Yeah, enlighten me, because I know we talked about some, but...
You have the World Heavyweight Championship, the WWE Championship, the United States Championship, the Intercontinental Championship, the Tag Team Championship. Then you get the #1 contender matches for the World Heavyweight Championship and for the WWE Championship. Now, you figure... you have all that going on. I mean, it's easy to, if you figure you let each match run about, 20 minutes or so, give or take? I mean, I know...
Elimination Chamber matches go longer because they happen to wait.
Yeah. I mean, but see, the thing is...
it could end up being their highest netting one out there.
See, and the thing is...
for the people that like extreme.
all they'd really have to do is, cut the time down a little bit. And here's, I mean, on the, not necessarily
the
match,
championship one,
but
the main one.
What I mean by cut the time down is instead of having you have to wait 5 minutes for the next chamber to open, cut it down to 3 or maybe 2.5.
But not on the WWE Championship and the heavyweight.
Okay,
one.
Maybe not those, but
the other ones, yes.
Yeah, like the #1 contenders and the U.S. title and the maybe make those ones 2.5 minutes and then a new superstar enters from
Even
their
if
pocket.
they're only 2 minutes.
Yeah, I mean...
because isn't that what the Royal Rumble is?
Yeah,
every 2 minutes?
Yeah. And, I know some of you are going to say, well, but then, if you have every match a chamber match, it's going to run over time. But I feel it wouldn't if you just cut down, excuse me, if you were to cut down the rest of the chamber matches, take them from 5 minutes to, like I said, maybe 2.5, 3 minutes, you figure you're saving yourself at least 8 minutes per chamber match. So there's 40 minutes right there you just shaved off. So, therefore, you can devote more time to, actually making the match go, actually making it seem more interesting. And, something that the chamber doesn't do very often is you might actually get to see all 6 guys in there at one time. And, like I said, I don't think I've ever seen that from a chamber match.
Not that I can think of right off the bat. It's usually, by the time the last one's out, there's maybe 5 out of 6.
Yeah, if even most. That. So yeah, I mean, more chamber matches for Elimination Chamber. That's the one thing WWE needs to capitalize on. So, now that we've talked about this pay-per-view, what's the next one we should talk about?
How about Hell in a Cell?
Oh,
quite
okay.
Similar,
yes.
Extreme-wise.
Now this, I know some people might disagree with me, but they can actually borrow a concept from TNA here with this pay-per-view. When TNA calls their pay-per-view Lockdown, they don't disappoint. When they say every match is in a cage, I've ordered Lockdown 3-4 years in a row, and they literally put every match in a cage. Even the knockouts get put in the cage.
You know to expect it, so you order it, even if you don't order the rest.
Yeah. And for me, usually, Lockdown is the only one I will actually, order. Other times, I'll, go to a friend's house or, whatever else to watch it. I won't usually order it on pay-per-view. But Lockdown is the exception. I make it a point to get that one.
And it usually doesn't disappoint.
It doesn't. And see, the reason I'm mentioning Lockdown is because, like I said, every match is in the cage. And Hell in a Cell, WWE should be doing the same thing.
And it's not like every match needs to be brutal. If they do it right, it doesn't matter how brutal the match is.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, there's enough titles in the WWE right now to have at least 5 Hell in a Cell matches, and you could actually make 7 of these things.
Yeah, but on that note, a lot of the pay-per-views, they don't even represent all of the championship titles.
And that's another thing I think they fail at. I feel that pay-per-views should be focused on championships. I mean, I know they do that with Night of Champions, and that's like, that's the only gimmick pay-per-view they really run that they actually follow up with the gimmick. But, like Hell in a Cell, they don't follow up like maybe, 1 or 2 matches, maybe.
Yeah.
And it's like, you could put all the titles on the line in the Hell in a Cell. Plus run like maybe a number 1 contenders match for the WWE title, and a number 1 contenders match for the World Heavyweight Championship. I mean, there's so many different ways that you can have a Hell in a Cell match, and you cannot tell me they don't have enough guys to do this.
They definitely do.
I mean,
they don't use all of their guys.
Yeah.
A lot of the guys that they don't use are some of their better guys. And they're getting the shit.
Yeah, okay. Now, I know some of you going to say, if you have 7 chamber matches, who do you put in them? Give guys who normally don't have fucking shit to do, put them in the goddamn chamber matches. Guys like your Yoshitatsus, your Tyler X, your Kurt Hawkins, Zack Ryder. Now, Zack Ryder gets used more than those other 3 guys, usually. But you get the point. Guys who normally don't have shit to do.
Yeah, but they gave him a good run, and now look at where he is.
Yeah, but the point is...
He's playing a freaking pansy to Eve.
Put these... But the point is here, give guys who don't usually have something to do, give them an opportunity. You don't necessarily have to have them win the thing, but just give them just throw them a bone, let them be in the pay-per-view. Who knows?
And there's a lot of talk that they're actually going to be releasing a lot of these people.
Yeah.
Very stupid move if they do, which we know they will be.
Well, some of them honestly I never really give a shit about.
Yeah.
Like Kurt Hawkins.
But some of the people, a lot of people are saying good riddance to Drew McIntyre. But he had freaking good skills.
Yeah, he did. I kind of think he's underrated. But...
When he first came, he was better.
Yeah.
They pushed him.
Well, yeah, now they're burying him, but that's not what this video is about. Now we gotta get back on the topic.
Extreme Rules, TLC, pretty much the same thing about the other ones we talked about.
Yeah, TLC. Now, see, in the Hell in a Cell and the TLC matches, they're a lot easier to find enough guys to do. And the reason for that is, you can have simply one-on-one matches. You don't have to have like 6, 7 guys in this pay-per-view.
But I still have yet to see a TLC type match that really wows me, like back in the Hardy Boys, Dudley Boys, Edge and Christian type era.
Yeah, I think the closest thing I got to it was John Cena and Edge at Unforgiven 2006. And like the only moment that really stood out for me in that match was, when John Cena took Edge and he, what was then known as the FU, threw him off the ladder through 2 tables.
Yeah, but that's still not even close to what had happened previously.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that it is.
Yeah, in recent history, that is probably the best moment.
But yeah, I mean, so you got that you could do. And Money in the Bank is another one that's a little bit disappointing.
Another thing is they brought Christian back. Where is he now?
He appeared in that little segment there.
Yeah, they brought him back just to support Laurinaitis, and
yeah,
so they're still gonna have him play that retarded gimmick.
Yeah, I think Christian's being misused. I hope he's not one of the ones getting the pink slip after WrestleMania. If he is, they're really missing the boat here.
What other pay-per-views?
I think you could expand the Money in the Bank concept. Like,
yeah.
I don't necessarily think it has to be just for the top 2 titles.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I think you could actually take the concept and...
What about some mid-card people?
Yeah, throw in the other... you could even throw the Intercontinental, U.S. title. Hell, you can even throw the tag team
That's
titles.
What I was just thinking.
Expand this concept. It's a good concept. I like the concept. I just think they could, do more with it than what they do.
It's not like the whole show needs to be Money in the Bank matches, but they could definitely do more of them.
Yeah. I know, I'm saying, every match should be like the gimmick match, but see, the way I'm...
A couple fillers are okay.
Yeah, but the way I'm saying it, though, is, there are ways you can still do things. And even if you get rid of even if you don't do my idea, especially at Chamber, if you don't do the number 1 contender for the 2 titles, if you don't do that idea, okay, fine, I can live with that. but at least the 5 championship matches should be chamber matches. That should at the bare minimum, be at the pay-per-view.
I think the tag team match in a chamber match would be amazing.
Yeah, and like we discussed this a couple days ago off camera. I said that they should have a kind of a triple threat tag team. Well, it would never necessarily be like triple threat, but you get the point.
At times, it would be a handicap match.
Yeah, you get like a 3 tag team chamber match, and I also feel that both members of a team should have to be eliminated before the team is officially gone. Because I've seen so many like tag team elimination matches where one member gets pinned and the team's gone, and I think that's kind of stupid.
Yes, it is.
So I mean, like I said, you could take the 5 championships that the WWE has, and especially Elimination Chamber, put them on the line in chamber matches.
Yeah, but will WWE actually do any of this? No.
Of course not. And, it's because they think that they know what we want to see.
Yeah, well, they need a wake-up call.
It's pretty sad, and I'm not saying that I'm, the most knowledgeable, wrestling fan or anything like that. But at the same time, some of the crap that WWE tries to present to us, and it's not, TNA also, but anyway, but especially with pay-per-views, I feel I could write better pay-per-views than WWE at times, especially with Chamber.
Anyone, honestly, probably could.
With the Chamber, like I said, all 5 championships would be on the line, and especially if you stuck to 5 chamber matches, you probably wouldn't have to cut, any of the chamber matches short. You could actually let them just run, because you figure, okay, 4 guys are in the pods waiting 5 minutes, right? Okay, so that's 20 minutes. So there's just 100 minutes of guys waiting. That's an hour and 40 minutes. So, which means you have approximately an hour and 20 minutes left of regular time. So then you figure, okay, so then you can allot 16 extra minutes, per match. And I mean,
you got it all figured out down to the math, don't you, on this episode?
Yeah, I do. I mean, see, you figure with the way they normally structure eliminations, which, okay, sometimes I can understand that. And even if, you get to a point where 6 guys are all in there, and you say, well, how are you going to get rid of 6 guys in 16 minutes? But if you figure, okay, here's how you do that. The first 2 guys...
Get some combinations going, and it won't be that hard.
Get the first 2 guys, assuming one of the first 2 in there is not one of the ones I have booked to win. Have those 2 get out first, because obviously they're going to be the most worn out. Obviously if one of the first 2 is who I got booked to win, then obviously he's not going to go. But, but that's an example. And then, like you said, you can, have alliances, team up to get people out. And, 5 chamber matches would make a good pay-per-view, and you could do it without running over time. You really could. Because you figure, they allot 3 hours for a pay-per-view. So, even if you end it, say, it starts at 8, so even if you end it, at 10:59, boom.
And actually what I was talking about was combination moves.
Well,
where,
yeah. Yeah, well, that kind of goes along with the whole alliance thing,
Just making sure.
Yeah. But yeah, WWE really needs to amp up their gimmick pay-per-views. If TLC, Elimination Chamber, Hell in a Cell, when that is your selling point, when you name your pay-per-view that, and that is your selling point, capitalize on it. Give us what we want to see. Give us that stuff. That's the reason we buy the pay-per-view. We want to see the chamber match. We want to see the Hell in a Cell match. We want to see the TLC match.
But we're not going to pay, almost $60 for 1 or 2 matches.
Yeah, that actually fit the gimmick of what's your name in the damn pay-per-view! Anyway, let us know your thoughts on the WWE Gimmick pay-per-views, whether you like them, dislike them, whether you agree, disagree with us, whether you love our show, whether you hate our show, whatever.
Or if you just want to tell him to shut up.
Yeah. Tell us to get the fuck off YouTube. We won't, but you're welcome to say that if you want to.
You're welcome to try.
Anyway, for the In the Ring show, this is Devious Damien, this is Devastating Deb, and we wish we could be as cool as the Off the Rope show, but we're not, unfortunately.
Not yet.
Not yet. But
We're learning.
Yeah, we're trying. Good night, everybody.